That's better. The wonders of technology. Good morning to everyone that's here. I'm not 100% sure if I've done my group settings correctly. I have got it as a closed group, so I'm not sure if I've actually done that run the wrong way, because I don't know if just anybody can come in and I've got to actually approve them first. So it could be that I'll have to post a link after approving people, but this isn't going to be time sensitive. What I'm going to show you this morning is, because what I'm doing is intuitive choosing of the decks. At the moment, I haven't got heaps and heaps of decks out yet, but what I have handy this morning was the Gilded Tarot. So I'm showing here on my table the guidebook. The deck is here. What's part of the deck with the Gilded Tarot? I don't use the guidebook, so that's going out the way straight away. What I actually use sometimes out of that deck is a little guide card. Now, I'm hoping that that's lined up correctly. I have got my iPad here this morning to monitor the alignment of where I've got things on this table, because I'm using a different size deck. The Lenormand, of course, being a slightly smaller to hand as a deck, as cards. These ones are a bit bigger, as you can tell. I'll just go and get the Lenormand deck is here. And you can just see them side by side, the difference. As you can tell, they are different in size. It certainly makes a difference in the way that they are shuffled and dealt out. Now, I'll take those away. And there is that card. I'm just going to see how close that is. It's a guide card that's included, and there's one with the Celtic cross spread as well, a card, but that's in the box. I only had this one sitting out because I was practicing with them. It's been a while since I've done tarot. So I'm using that and shuffling this deck to lay this cross. Now, I, in general, only shuffle a couple of times, 3 times, because I like 3 as a number. And I figure the cards that are meant to be in this spread will be in it by now. So as you can tell, it's number 1 that's there. With the tarot, I'm not going to read them as the reversals today, so I'm putting them up the right way regardless. So 2 is over there. 3 is up there, because I think I've held the deck the wrong way. 4 is under, and 5 is in the middle. Now, does that all show correctly in this? Now, it doesn't, because of the way the size of the cards are and the way this camera is. Let me see if I can place them a little bit more central. So that's how it looks. That's how it looks as the spread, okay? If only I could zoom this camera in a way that would pick up easily and focus easily on each card at a time, but I haven't got that flasher camera set up. This is how I'll just have to do it. So what I've got here in the 1 position, which it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as you saw me deal them out. So this one here in the 1 position, first position is the Tower, and that's to do with work. So just meaning that some of the things that are going to be in it for me, that the work I'm doing today is going to be tumbling down some of my old patterns, some of the old ways I've been doing my work will change. And that does ring true, because I've only just yesterday decided I'll pick up my virtual assistant work and beef it up more, get it going again. I have let that lapse with doing these fun things as well, but I realise I thoroughly enjoy helping other people, especially with doing these live streams, helping people to actually get going, especially with bookkeeping, with therapists and business. Sometimes that's just not the skill that they learn well haven't got the experience, and it's just good to have a hand. It's that type of thing. So I think that's what that's indicating to me, that there'll be less definitely at the table, and I'll be doing what I do online, restructuring so that it works better. So, and then number 2 was this one, which is the home. I'm just going to have to go around like that and bring this closer to me here. I can't read the numbers that far away. It is a little dull today. We've got rain again at last. So number 2 is the home, and that's this one, which is the Page of Cups. Cups is actually to do with water and the water element, and it's bringing forward the message as far as a nurturing, looking after self message. And you can see, well, that's if I could zoom in close enough. For any of you who have the Gilded Tarot, you may be able to look up your own guidebook for the detail that's advised in that book, or just look closer at your card yourself. And it does have some beautiful detail of the plant life and the flowers and the overarching. And the message I feel with that is the nurturing, is allowing some of that softness into the life. That's what I'm getting for myself now with that one. There are certain symbols in here that, because I'm too far away, I've got to be mindful of where I am in relation to the cards, the cameras, and all the rest. Number 3 is the unexpected, which is this one up here, the Page of Wands. So I've got a few messages there coming from the pages. Wands is actually to do with building. Is it business? It's like sprouting new growth. It's like coming forward with new ideas. And in the fact that it's a page, it is messages. And we've got here on this actual diagram, I'm just wondering if I can bring it a little closer so you can see it. It might refocus. Yeah, it sort of does. So you can see it a little closer. The trees here do have the fruit on them, and beautiful surroundings, and the stance of confidence that the page has in how he's delivering his message. So it's knowing that what I'm receiving, what I'm hearing, and the intuition that I have around what direction I need to be going in, growing more of what my business is. Yes, to get more of a business mind, work towards that, but keeping that liveliness and creativity and youthfulness in what I'm doing. But that's what I'm getting anyway. So then we come back to the 4, which I'm hoping that's showing it. Interesting way. I need a smoother track on my table here. And we've got the 4 of Cups. Another moves into, again, the emotional set, the watery, nurturing. And it's, as you can see here, there is the 3 cups sitting beside the young person there. In that instance, I mean, when you're reading the card, because I've shuffled them, it's my energy, I'm reading it on behalf of my own way of understanding, for me as a self-understanding tool, self-knowledge. It's, yes, I've had my fill of the 3 and enjoyed and learnt and grown from those, and there is still the further cup coming forward with all the gifts, the possibilities, because I'm all in for possibilities, and the anticipation of what is in that cup, of what is coming forward. I love that the colours there right in the centre of those golden colours, showing the silhouettes of the beautiful freedom of the birds flying. From what I can see here, they are flying in towards the trees, in towards me. So it's a lot of different ways of being able to receive what I need in what I'm doing right now, in the events that are surrounding me right now. And then we move back more towards the center, which is the number 5. Whoops. I'm hoping never to have this table collapse. It is a fold-up portable table. So in context of these 5, going back to that, 1 being the work, 2 being the home, 3 was up here, and that was the unexpected, and 4 is the role that I played. It's actually being open to receiving. So I wasn't actually reading these cards in the context of what this 5 was, but it still is quite relevant as the page of wands. I'll do a summary in a minute. 5 is actually the final outcome as such. That's if all the energies around me and my day remain the same. So it's actually given me the 10 of Swords. Swords is to do with the intellect, ideas. It's an air quality, air element. At least that's what I remember from my memory of learning the tarot years ago. I'm quite happy to be reminded in discussion afterwards with this. I haven't been checking whether I've got comments here. That's something I haven't looked at. And I'm probably not expecting that because it's a closed group. So I'm learning. I'll be posting it out in the other group in my actual Hypnosis Plus page rather than this closed group. I'll be working it out. So if you are interested in being part of the group, please let me know by message or something. I've got to learn how to do all this because, and it's mainly, and this is part of what the actual outcome is too, with the group itself too, working with people whose interest is just in the cards. You're wanting to learn a bit more. Or this is one way of doing it, just doing a daily practice, daily reading. And this here is, all the ideas that we can have. There's 10. It's 10 of Swords. It's all that looks like it's, a sleeping person, which in this instance would be me in my interpretation. All the ideas. And it's funny because last night I just couldn't sleep in the middle of the night because I had so many ideas going through my head, so many things I wanted to do. And it's all of that feeling like it's just hanging over ready to drop me and kill, do some injury in a way, but it's not. It's those shards, the thoughts, and other decks are called Aphomays. It's just the magic of what is possible again and what will be the next one to drop in, the next one to actually be the focus. Instead of having so much, we do really need to come into a mindset of focusing on where things need to be as priorities, because that's just the humanness and the way that we work our time, that we are. So for me, it goes back to business is changing with my work in the focus, the area that I'm going to be building up some other things that I have let slide for a bit. So that's rearranging itself. It's going to be then, now I've got to focus, that with the cups, the nurturing through that and taking it steadily. As far as the home goes, there is some space and time that needs to be put towards home. The unexpected of the wands and the ideas, the interesting things that are going to come forward for me in this process for the day. My role in it is to actually be open and aware of what needs to be the next. And especially with this, the process will be, yes, a little confusing, but it still will have a method and a way of allowing just the one at a time if I allow that. It more comes down to, choosing one. And that's my message that I'm taking from that as the outcome. So that is it that I've got there for today. And excuse me, I'm just going to switch this around and it's not going. Why is that? 2, 3. I was hitting the wrong number. It does. It's good timing. Thank you for being here.